Okay, hello people. I'm back with the next part of the tutorial for the peak attribute bar. So I think we left at this function, which is modify attribute, and yeah, we had the debug question. Yeah, okay. So let's start with fixing a bug. Uh, so basically, what happens now is in the deployed stamina function, which is called from a timer, which the timer is set in the start sprint function, and it is cleared in this end sprint function. And now the thing is, it's depleting our stamina by 1 unit whenever this function is called, and which is 5 times per second. So now the thing is, let's say I try to do the sprint. Let me just deplete my stamina at 77, 58. Yes, 17, 14, 3. Now I've got 2. Now the value of stamina is 0, and I can still do the sprint. And also, let's say I'm doing the sprint and my stamina value is 20. As soon as I hit the stamina value to 0, my stamina is exhausted, so I should stop doing the sprint. So for that, what I'll do is, first of all, to stop the sprint when the stamina reaches 0, actually first of all I'll add a return value here, and it should be true here, by the way. I'll add another return value, which is going to be new value. It will be a float. It's gonna tell us like what's the new value set, and if it's 0, first of all we'll check if it was even success. If yes, and let's see if the value is equal to 0. Sorry, we need this one because we are doing clamping, so it's not gonna go below 0. So yeah, if it is equal to 0, then I'll create a event dispatcher on stamina exhausted. I mean, we can make a general one as well, like on attribute exhausted, or an attribute set to 0 or something. But for now, I'm just gonna go specific one for stamina, because I think stamina is gonna be core part for any game. So yeah, we did. Okay, now we have that. What I'll do is I'll add the begin play event on the player class or the character class, and then I'll get the stamina component. I'll type in assign on stamina exhausted. So I'm gonna call this event will be fired as soon as the stamina is exhausted, and then I'll create a custom event here. Stop sprint. Actually, I'll call this stop sprint, because later in the game we might have some checks and stuff here, like we are checking states and everything. But for this particular case, no matter what, we need to stop the sprint because the stamina is exhausted. Yeah, so let's call that here stop sprint. There we go. Now let's see if that works. And for now, the default value of stamina, I'm gonna set that to 20. Back to 10. Right, 7. It's 1. You can see it stopped the sprint as soon as I try to do it. So I can do it for a second. So what's happening is I start the sprint, but as soon as it calls the deplete stamina function, it detects the stamina is 0 and then stops the sprint. So I can just, if I spam shift, I can do this, but it's not my concern for this particular tutorial. yeah, you can also place a check on starting the sprint if you want to remove this thingy, but yeah, I'll keep it like this for now. So now let's handle the function. Let's add a UI actually, so we can have something visual to see. So what I'll do is main UI. I'll create an overlay widget here. I'll call it WBP overlay. I'll add a canvas. Then a horizontal box in here, and I'll wrap this with a size box. I want the I'll call this to I'll call this attribute bar underscore root, and I don't want this to be a variable actually, so let's place it here. Sorry, this should be 1, and now let's do some positioning, maybe 75, 70, sorry, minus 75. Yes, now let's set the size. I'll do 450, and actually let me just fill. Actually we can do size to content maybe. No, actually no. Let's not do size to content. Let me just change the size here instead. Since this is a canvas panel slot, I'll have to change the size here. And the size white can be 50. This one, let me just make it 550 instead. Yep. Now this is going to be my attribute bar size, but for the actual bar I'll create another widget. I'll go into user interface, widget blueprint. I'll call this WBP underscore attribute underscore progress bar. There it is. Now let's see what type of widget we should be adding for. We need a size box. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's add this directly in here. You know, so we have got. I'm gonna manually set the size, so it doesn't matter. So I'll call this. Let's call this progress bar. I'll make sure this variable is checked on. And yeah, that's what I want. Now that's one thing I need to do. I'll go color opacity. No, this is not what I want. Style, background image, and the tint. I'll make this 0. So now if I set the fill percentage, I don't have any background, and of course I don't want that. I just want it to be like this. Yeah, so that's right. Of course you can add a fill image and texture if you wanna make it more fun. For now I'm just gonna use colors. So yeah, now we have that. Now what I'm gonna do is, of course I'm implementing all of this functionality for the attribute directly into the WPB overlay, which I might not be doing in full, in an actual project. But again, it's a tutorial. So yeah, and so I'm just gonna place it here for now. So what we need is an event construct. I just have to call in the paid version, even if I'm using the normal process here. So let's now let's make this variable, and I'll call this horizontal box underscore attribute bar underscore root. custom event, create attribute bars. Sorry. And now I'll just call this function create attribute bars. Now in this event, first of all I'll clear the children, of course, because I don't want them to be created again and again, because this function might be called multiple times in the game because every time we update any of the attributes, this might get called again. So yeah, I don't want the progress bars to be stacked upon each other again and again. So I'll clear the children, then we'll get the owning player. We can also cache this. Yeah, actually let's do that. I'm going to get component, sorry, get component by class. The component class is AC underscore stamina, and I'll cache stamina component. I think it should be called more like attribute component, but yeah, that's fine. And yes, that is. And again, this shouldn't be placed on the directly on the overlay class. So yeah, but yeah. So yeah, let's check if this is valid. Now if this is invalid, I can do this once again. Some reason, let's say at the frame in which the widget was created, our owning player wasn't available or something, it was invalid for some reason, or the component wasn't added to the class yet, if it's being added on the runtime. So yeah, so let's just do this, and so if it's set now, the next time we call this function, it should be working. Yes. I'm not gonna call it here, because if it's returning false, null pointer again and again, this can create an infinite loop, and of course we don't want that. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like this. So when we call this function next time, it's gonna work just fine. And now from the stamina component, I'll get attributes data. I'll do a for each loop. Now for each of the attributes, what we need is a progress bar, and we're going to use this one, wbb underscore attribute progress bar. So I'll do a create widget, and the class will be of course wbb attribute progress bar, and then we just add it to the horizontal box, add child. Okay. Now what we can do is okay, so now actually let's just try this. Let's go back to the design tab. Let's add a few progress bars here. Okay, so the first thing is we need to set all of them to fill. So let's just assume that we have two effects applied. This is our main stamina. Let me just set the fill percentage to 1 by default. And let's assume that this is our main stamina, and this one is, let's say, damage applied to the character or the player. So yeah, we have got these two progress bars. Now the value for this one, the total attribute value is 100, That means all of the attributes combined is gonna have a total value of 100. Now let's say damage value is 50, so it's gonna be placed like this with a red color, let's say. And for this one, my stamina that I can have, the maximum stamina value I can have with the damage applied of 50 is 50 units. But at certain moments I might not have complete stamina in my bar, so it can be 25% for some reason. I have used my stamina, so yeah, of course it can deplete. So this progress bar will be filled from this point to this point, that is 50%, and this will be just an empty space. And of course you can add a background later for this attribute, which is gonna bind this together and gonna make it look right. But for now I just want this space to be empty if my stamina bar is 50%. So yeah, again the first step should be setting them to fill. And now let's say my damage applied is 10 units, and 10 divided by 100, or 100, I'm taking 100 because that's the maximum value. So 100 divided by 10 divided by 100 is 0.1, so I'll do 0.1 here. And the max stamina is 90, so 90 divided by 100 is 0.9, so I'll do 0.9 here. So yeah, it's gonna look something like this. So yeah, I need to do this now. Okay. So now I need to get the value for this. Yeah, I'll put it here. I'll check the value and I'll go ahead. I think I should make this private and should make a public address. I'll do that. Get max attributes. Get attributes maximum total value. Now I'm gonna get a return node, and it's gonna return this value right here. And I can make this pure function, and I'll call the output result. Yeah, now we have that. We can go back to our WBP overlay. I'll get my stamina component. I'll get attributes max total value. So I'm gonna create the progress bars for all of the well, actually let me just okay, so the thing is, now even if for the stamina bar or the main stamina, we want the progress bar to exist even if the value is 0, because that's gonna regenerate on its own. But for, let's say, other attributes like damage, hunger, sleep, poison, stuff like this, I don't think we should be creating a progress bar if the value is 0. Those should be created when those effects are applied. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go to this f attribute data. I'm gonna create a boolean variable which should be called, let's say, b always create UI. Yeah, I think the name can be improved, but yeah, that's fine for now. So yeah, let's see. Now if the value is 0, then don't go in there. Actually, let me get a not boolean node here. That's gonna reverse the result. So yeah, I'm just gonna plug this here again. Now if the value is 0, then we can check this condition. If this is true, then yeah, we can go back here and go ahead with and create the progress bar widget. Yeah. Now I think I should be adding a text value here as well to tell what attribute is it, because I'm not adding text as anything. But actually let's leave that for now. So now let's set the sizing if the progress bar is created. So actually first I'm gonna cache these progress bars. And I think the progress bar should know what attribute is it exactly, so I'm gonna create the variable here, attribute key, which will be a gameplay tag of course, and I'll make it instance editable and expose and spawn. So, and by the way, I can use this attribute key to display the text I was talking about. Yeah. Now let's go back to here, refresh the nodes. I can plug this key in the attribute key. Now I have that, and let's now make an array of these progress bars. I already have it. WPP attribute progress bars, and it's going to be an array, and let me just push them to the right, and here I'm gonna get this progress bars array. I'm gonna clear it for the same reason as for this guy. I don't want multiple copies of progress bars in this array. So, and here I'll just get this, add, and I'll just do this. Okay, now we have got progress bar, our progress bars cached, and I think we can set the size right here, or we should be doing at the completed. Actually, let's try that right here. So now let's get this slot as horizontal box slot, set size, then make this sledge child size to our structure, and of course the size rule should be set to fill, and the fill amount of the value should be the value divided by the attribute's max total value. That is going to be the fill amount. Yep, and now we have that. So let's try. So what I'm going to do is I'll set the default value for this one to 80, this one to Poison to 10, this one to 4, so that makes it 94. I'll make it 0 for this one, and 6 for damage. And for the stamina, I'll check on be always create UI. So yeah, now let's try. Actually, before that, I'm gonna add another field here, which is going to be UI bar color. It is going to be a linear color. There it is. Okay, now yeah, let me just set a default value for this one. The alpha channel would be 1, and I'm just going to use page is just behaving. Yeah. Okay, now we have a default value for color as well. I'll go back to progress bar. Let me see if I can bind color directly here. Fill color, that is create binding. Yes, this is a linear color structure. I'll promote it to variable. I'll call this fill color, which will be again instance editable, and expose and spawn as the attribute key. So yeah, we can pass it in from here. I'll refresh this node, pass in the fill color, and there we go. Now we should see different colors of progress bars. And now all we will do is actually create this WPP overlay, and for now I'm just going to do that directly into this third person character. We'll do create widget. It's gonna be WPP underscore overlay, and then we should add it to the viewport, and it's not gonna get updated when I use my stamina or something, but I should just see the default values, and I don't. Let's see why is that. We've got we are creating the widget, yes. Now if I go to the WPP overlay, we are calling this function as well. So let's just place debug points in the game. Yes, we do call this function. Dear children. Okay, but this is not valid. Oh wait, sorry. I should be passing a player controller here. Again, there are better ways to create widgets and stuff. Shouldn't be doing it like this, but that's fine. Let again. Okay, I'll just get. My brain is not just braining right now, so yeah. Let's just do it like this. Oh, sorry, cat. It's the character. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just being down for no reason, but yeah. Yeah, now we see those progress bars, and but I don't see the colors, different colors. Let's see why is that. So the WPP overlay. Oh, sorry, I haven't changed them. The stamina component. So for the actual stamina, I'll make it green color as the game peak green. For poisons, it's gonna be a purplish color. Yeah, this one looks fine. For sleep, more of pink, light pink, something. Yep, this. Now hunger should be. I think this looks fine. Now for damage, of course, this one is going to be pure red. Yup. Let's see how that goes. Yep, now I see my values and everything, but of course it's not being updated when I do the sprint. So yeah, now what we gonna do is we gotta get some events to for the for our overlay UI to know when any of the attributes is updated, and when they are, we should be recreating our progress bar, or at least if not recreating, then yeah, we should just update the sizing and everything. Yeah, I think upgrading sizing is better than just recreating everything. So yeah, we'll update the sizing, by creating an event, binding it to an event dispatcher or something. And after that, we'll go back to our AC stamina, and we will update this modify attribute function, because as I mentioned that we are going to have this priorities thingy, that certain attributes can take priorities over other attributes, which is and the priority is defined by the index in this array. So because my stamina have the lowest priority, the index is 0, and the damage have highest priority, that's why the index is 4, or the highest index I should say. So yeah, and I think that's all for this video. We are going to bind the events in the next video, so our progress bars update. That's all for the video, and let me know if there are any suggestions, there are any comments. If you need a specific tutorial on a specific topic, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.